Hello everyone, today I'm doing another test on the new patch released for Assassin's Creed Shadow on the M4 Max Studio, 40-core GPU, 48 gigabytes of RAM, and 16-core CPU. Today we are testing now at 1440p instead of 1080p to see the difference. So again, we're at 1440p, no frame rate limiter. We're using TAA on performance. I found TAA is a little bit better than metal effects for some reason in this game right now. With a minimum dynamic res of 25%, maximum 50, sharpen strength at 25%, and motion blurs off. So for the graphics, we're using the new ultra low preset that was just added in the newest patch, and we are doing diffuse hideout only for the ray trace global illumination. The new settings, even though it's on ultra low on a Mac Studio, it does give a much better frame rate, generally above 60 even at 1440p. As you can see, just crawling around through the grass and kind of hovering around 70, but there's weird frame pacing issues. It's not stuttering, like it's very smooth gameplay, but you can kind of see that line jump up and down from time to time. So I'm just going to kind of run around, try to get into some combat, show you guys how it performs at 1440p. I'll bump the settings up like I did last video, kind of halfway through, to see if there's any performance improvements. But from what I can tell so far, it's probably about 10 FPS less than if you were to play at 1080p, but 1440p, even with the ultra low preset, just looks so much better. The 1080p being upscaled on performance just doesn't do this game justice for how good it can look. So it does seem like they are slowly but surely working on the performance issues across all devices. But there's still like a lot of work, obviously, that needs to be done. But on ultra low, the game still looks somewhat decent. Some of the textures are, not great. Like if you look at the ground there, kind of muddied out. But performance is a lot better than, obviously, when the game launched. It was horrendous. So I'll see if I can get in here, do some combat. I'm still waiting to play the game until they like really optimize things. I'd like to play 1440p at higher than very low preset options. But I don't want to play at 1080p and just have the worst graphics imaginable. This system should absolutely be able to handle higher graphical preset than that. But as you can see, 1440p, we're still maintaining about 70 FPS, so it's not horrible. We are getting, at times, a pretty smooth frame graph, just not all the time.
Why do we let the Namban build their temples here? Probably for profit.
But yeah, even, at 1440p, there's definitely an improvement with the ultra low preset. Again, you're just taking a huge hit to the graphical fidelity of the game, which, for the cost of this machine, you shouldn't need to. This has more than enough power to run the game at a higher frame rate and graphical settings. But I will get on a horse now, kind of show you guys doing quick traversal, running through the map, having things load in. It'll start dipping below 70, but for the most part we're still above 60 FPS, which is nice. Even around water and a lot of, flowers and grass. The very low preset I honestly thought would look worse than it does. I think playing at 1440p helps out quite a bit. I'll change the upscaling real quick to quality and then balanced, just so you guys can kind of see. So quality, it's, it drops quite a bit. We're in the 50s. We're going to drop into the 40s in combat or around a lot of people or grass. So not really optimal yet. This is not how I want to play the game. We'll try out balanced really quick.
Easy.
Used to the Switch Pro controller, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. So try the balanced preset out. So balanced gives us closer to 60, but we're really close to that exact 60, so it's gonna drop into the 50s.
Yep.
Frame graph looks all crazy, but again, it's still smooth. There's no stuttering. But it does look a lot better than that performance mode. Alright, so after doing a little bit of this ultra low preset, I did want to show you guys, just medium preset and see if there's any form at all of optimization so far. With just like the normal game not using their new, the new ultra low preset from the patch, which there's not a ton. As you can see, we're still sub 60 for a majority of the time while playing like this. The game does look much better. It's still smooth. There's no hiccups. I've said this in a lot of my videos on this game, but it feels like you're playing at a higher frame rate than what it's showing you. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it does feel smooth. I've played a lot of games where performance drops below 60 and you really notice it. For some reason, it just doesn't feel that way here. So yeah, this is kind of medium settings running around the world. So I'd say it's a little bit better. I mean, slightly. There's still tons of room for optimization. But at least if you play on ultra low, it might help out lower end systems, M3 Pros, M4 Pros, not max variant chips. But I still think that we deserve a way better experience than what we currently have. Yeah, medium settings with performance TAA, it's just at that 60 FPS mark. It's not quite where I'd like it to be, but it seems like they're very slowly but surely kind of optimizing the game for us. But yeah, this is kind of what to expect. I'll go back down one more time just to the ultra low. And I'll do diffuse everywhere. So ultra low, but with ray tracing enabled, which sounds really ridiculous saying it out loud. Playing on the lowest graphical setting, but enabling ray tracing. Just so with ray tracing, we're getting again just kind of like right at 60. Definitely not worth putting it on if you're gonna play at this preset, in my opinion. And so I'll turn that ray tracing off again. So hideout only, ultra low, 1440p performance TAA. And we go right back up to that mid 60s, sometimes 70s, just depending on the area you're in. So, all in all, it looks like we're getting close. We're getting close to having this above 60 FPS. I know this is like, other than the M3 Ultra, the most powerful GPU that Apple has available. So performance is going to vary whether you know, if you have an M4 Pro, a normal M4 laptop, or an M3 Pro and all that. It's going to vary wildly, but at least on this chip, you can maintain above 60 FPS with the new preset. But I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. My channel is growing slowly but surely, and it's really fun making these videos. And I hope if enough people make videos like this, it will, you know, get to more developers to port games over to Mac OS, or make them look at optimizing their games a little bit better. I know that's a fever dream, but we gotta let our voices be heard. But alright, I hope you guys all have a great day. Thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.